Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be doing the Deep Keep tutorial, and in case something went terribly wrong on 3-boss and you don't have a partner Kong, specifically you want to have Cranky Kong, it actually doesn't matter because thanks to Spike Vegeta, he did some extensive testing on this stage a little while ago, and you can actually catch what used to be the problem with this stage is that there was a barrel cycle you were really stressing to catch with Dixie and Diddy, and you used to, back when we were doing shop strats, this was one of those stages that we specifically, you were like... Okay, let me put it this way. When you enter a stage with a barrel from the shop, it only breaks after you have no buddy with you. So right now I have no buddy, and in order to activate the barrel, you had to purposefully lose Cranky. And... okay. So this is actually a pretty... this is like where we first see swimming, by the way. World 4, here we are, lots of swimming, okay? You want to make sure that you have some immaculate swimming. You want to make sure that, like, there's a lot of tough barrel cycles you need to catch. Optimal swimming is really difficult movement-wise in this game. You're going to see some really difficult stuff later on in the world. So... right now we're trying to catch Dixie on cycle. Dixie is later on in this stage, and we really need her. She makes the secret exit a lot easier and faster. It is possible to do the secret exit with Diddy. Fighting a current with Diddy is possible, it's a lot more time consuming. Ooh, okay, I got her. I got Dixie. Very good. So, underwater barrel cycles are on a 6 second, well, sorry. If you miss an underwater barrel cycle, you lost 6 seconds, because they're all on 2-second timers each, instead of 1 second like on land. So you really don't want to miss an underwater barrel cycle. It is possible to get to that barrel cycle with Diddy still on screen. Because Diddy is such a shameful Kong buddy to get, like, you usually get him by mistake in this run. So we call Diddy barrels like shame barrels. And seeing Diddy means that you were here so fast, you saw the shame. But don't worry, you actually need Dixie, and that's this secret exit right here. This is actually one of the harder secret exits to find in the game. So, by the way, I did start this stage without Cranky Kong. It is possible, with or without a Buddy Kong, to not only get that first Diddy cycle, but also to get Dixie later on. I will be showing what you want to do in case you, well, hopefully you have Cranky. So, what I did the first time there was to show you what happens if you don't have Cranky. Now let's explain everything that just happened, and since it doesn't matter which partner Kong you have when you enter this stage, they all have the rolling ability. None of their hover or air abilities are what matter. Entering this stage with Dixie right now is not going to be any different than entering it with Cranky or Diddy. But let's just pretend she's 65 years old and has a glorious flowing white beard instead of the blonde hair. So you're mashing out of the intro cutscene, and that's important because remember, barrels will spin while you are at all active in the stage. So you want to roll through the first two enemies and jump over the dick poker. Now when you get here, you're actually going to be rolling over water. This is a technique that we haven't used in a very long time, but just remember that when you roll over water, you just continuously mash it and you're just going to keep going. Bounce 8 or 9 times and then get into the water. Now to get into the water out of the roll, just let go of the, like, stop mashing, and then as soon as you touch the water, like, every time you bounce, the game checks if you're mashing, and then once you stop mashing, the next time you touch the water, the game will just be like, okay, he wants to go in. So we're going to mash for 8 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I let go, and then the next time I touch the water, I'm going to go down. So while you're underwater, the fastest way of moving without Diddy is to just mash your roll button. You're just going to mash until you get down to the bottom right here. You can let... when you're mashing... okay. When you are corkscrewing like that, you have very little control over the Kong. So when you want control of your Kong, you need to let go, or you need to stop mashing preemptively. I stopped mashing actually before what you see I am on the screen. And I'm just going to let him kind of coast out that last corkscrew so that I can have more control of Donkey Kong and Dixie Kong right now. So this barrel right here, you want to make sure that you're getting like pretty much right on top of it. You want to be ideally maybe a little more to the left of it or directly on top of it, but not past it. That makes it really risky that when you spin, you won't break the barrel. And since you're trying to save as much time as possible, missing a barrel cycle and saving like those few couple frames that you're getting from being further, not worth it. 6 seconds is really punishing. So you want to make sure you're on the left side of it, get close to it, wait for Diddy to be just about to show up, and then once Diddy, you have to see Diddy. Make sure that you get Diddy, because otherwise the stage is so much slower. When you see Diddy, spin and go. the first thing you're going to do, because you break through the Diddy barrel, is you're going to be in a spin. So you're going to press A, and you're going to immediately go into your huge rocket boost breaststroke. Wait for it. Now, okay. You want to try and like minimize the amount of these boosts that you're doing, because every time you let go, you slow down. And you want to make sure that you're doing all of this swimming in as little as possible. So you saw that I went straight down to the bottom right there. I had to swim under some urchins and stuff. Do pay attention, because like the routing is very specific. You need to make sure that you're getting in between everything. You cannot take any hits with Diddy, because you need to damage boost with him at least once in order to catch the Dixie cycle. So you get to that button, push it, and then you have a little bit of time, enough comfortable time while the barrel is coming out of the background. Make sure that you're getting like right around here, turn around, and then keep mashing A. So once you get out of this cutscene, you're doing 3 boosts. 1, 2, and then this one, hold it. You got the damage boost. Now, this is where I like the damage boost. Some people do wait there, and then they just damage boost through a later one, and I'll show you which one that is. But this is what I like to do. Damage boost to this one. The next couple spikes that are coming up on the screen, one of them is coming from the bottom and then the top. So make sure that you're swimming a little high, get over the bottom one, and then start swimming down immediately. 1, there we go, okay. Careful. Now, this fat fish right here, NKB actually also showed me how to deal with this fish right here. I was struggling on getting past it without taking a hit, but if you level Donkey Kong out to the ground and then you do your breaststroke, you'll actually get out underneath it just fine. Don't try and corkscrew, because if you do, the attack will take priority, and you'll just keep bouncing into the fish. So make sure that you do a breaststroke while you're flat underneath him. Good, just like that. I like to go over this one, between here, spin, between, hit the orange dude, and then I do 2 breaststrokes after I hit the orange dude, just so I can be close enough that I can boost as soon as possible without taking a hit. This is where you would do your other damage boost if you didn't do it in the earlier section. You would just damage boost straight through that, but because this is just what I've practiced and done most comfortably, you want to wait just a little bit. Now, okay. With this one, you can hit here. Ooh, that's close. Okay, so I have Dixie. Whew. Now, when you want to, the reason why you want to get Dixie is because of her hair flutter. I actually also don't have to worry about cycles anymore. So I'm just going to show you right now some of the underwater stuff with Dixie. Dixie, when you hold A, her hair starts to spin. And she moves. You move a little bit faster when you're doing this hair twirl spin. This fights underwater currents, and you're going to need that to fight some of the underwater currents coming up. But Diddy can actually also fight underwater currents. He's just a little slower at it. So we'll be covering how you do that specifically later on. You don't need to do that in this stage. You want to be using Dixie. And you can see that you have a little more fluid control. Not a whole lot more, but it is slightly better than doing like nothing but corkscrews, where you have like a much more straight angle to your turns. It's very hard to actually turn Donkey Kong like that. Whereas with this hair twirl, you actually have a slightly more controllable maneuvement. This is the other fastest way of moving, where you just go back and forth between corkscrew, breaststroke, corkscrew, breaststroke. And we went over that in the first video. So as soon as you break that barrel, you want to make sure that you're spinning right away. Get through here. You have to break these to the spin. Now what I like to do right here, because this will cause you some trouble if you're not prepared for it, you want to tap A so you get out of the spin animation as you get into the next tunnel. I like to tap A right around here, and then I hold A afterwards so that I can fight this current. And that's how you do this section pretty quickly, because otherwise, if you try and spin against the current, you'll see that it actually prevents you from moving forward. You need to be using your hair twirl to your advantage here. So once you get up here, you're just going to go over the, well, you know, it's not too difficult. Just go over, underneath, and then right around here, this is where I'll tap A the next time to break the corkscrew, because there's another underwater current coming up right around here. You fight that really quickly, and if you're on cycle, yeah. Slightly off, it's slightly not where it usually is because I paused earlier, but you will barely be getting through here, and you want to keep, this part you want to be moving pretty quickly, because you're going to go through, hit some lights, and then loop back around. Now, it's pretty hard to like angle yourself in such a way that you won't bonk against the walls, but you'll get comfortable with how to control Donkey Kong in a corkscrew eventually. Just keep practicing it. You want to tap A right around there, and then carefully hit all 3 of these as quickly as possible. Turn around. Ooh, don't hit it. Okay. So if you're, sometimes you take a hit, you want to be very careful not to lose Dixie. If you lose Dixie now, you actually have to go and suicide to get another buddy barrel to spawn. You just used one to grab Dixie this time around, so You really want to make sure that you don't take an unnecessary hit and lose Dixie. Now you're coming back around here, you want to get the current's pushing you up, so you want to use that to your advantage. Carry it as long as you can. And then you're coming up here, and you can actually spin into this for a little while before you have to go into your hair twirl. And when you're coming out of the water, remember, you don't want to do a woohoo out of the water, because that's time consuming. And then just make sure that, like, as you get to the surface, you're holding grab, because this is also a moment where grab will affect your movement in the air. As you woohoo out of the water, you will cover more distance if you're holding the run/grab button. So as you're coming up here, just hold upright and mash A, and you'll get out of here no problem. This is World 4. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a time where you're going to have to get used to optimal swimming here. 4-1 gives you a taste of optimal swimming. But the true challenges lie later on. So we're just going to go ahead and do this again. And we'll do it in full speed now that we have a Buddy Kong with us. We didn't have it the very first time. Time attack, you could practice the stage if you want in time attack, but you're not taking the regular exit. The reason why is because you want to get to Rockin' Relics, which you only get with the secret exit. And cool, you actually need a double secret exit because we're going to be taking both of them to get the Shoal Atoll later on. This is actually, these two stages here, you're skipping an auto-scroller and two very long underwater stages. That's why you need to get all the secret exits that are coming up. So here we go again really quickly. Make sure that you're practicing it under the regular level conditions. With or without a Buddy Kong, does not matter. But remember, at the beginning, because barrels will spin while the cutscene is playing, you want to be mashing out of the cutscene. Okay. 1, 2, jump, roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait for it. Okay. I kind of took a little chance there, but it's more important to make sure that you're getting Diddy and not just flying by without it. You'll lose a lot of time immediately. Carrying that last boost a little bit longer because I didn't want to have to start up another boost. Let's see if I can see the Shane this time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Swim, 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 careful, swim underneath. Go, go. See the shame? Hit A about halfway down that tunnel. Fighting the currents. And then you can spin again right here. Now if you did take a hit, there's sometimes an RNG based heart in there. I pressed A little early again so I can fight this current. Allows me to get here just in time. You really don't want to take any accidental bonks here. 1, 2, 3, turn around quickly. Okay, no hits unnecessarily taken. And again, you want to try and get as much of that corkscrew speed through that underwater section. Jump, and done. Alright. Deep keep. Not too bad. I mean, after dealing with 3 boss, I honestly, deep keep is a nice way to relax. You get some nice music going on. And then we have our secret exit stages, Rockin' Relics and Shoal Atoll. I'll see you next time for Rockin' Relics, a very fun and very enjoyable stage to go through once you have all the straps down. Take it easy.